Morning, everybody. Hey, good morning, Brenda. Morning, Jay, Melissa, Jim. Morning, everybody. I hope everybody's week is starting out well. Happy Monday. Hey, morning, Stacy, Jim Mallory, my man. Thank you. It's good to be back. Morning, Pam. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody tuning in this morning, and let's get right into it. As always, just some quick instructions. If you're new to Periscope, if you'd like to share this, hello, then if you either swipe right or swipe up, and obviously follow instructions from there, then hey, I missed you guys too. I appreciate that. Then you can share it with your friends, team, whatever the case may be, and then if you hear something that you like, if you just tap the bottom right of the screen, that'll send the hearts up. So always appreciate that. Man, it is so good to be back, and thanks for the awesome notes here at the bottom of the screen. So good morning, Mark. Many of you know I was out of town, Holly and I were, and we're actually at our daughter's college graduation, and it was an awesome trip. Some of you know she has been going to school in Hawaii, actually, and wow, it was great to go back out there. We've been there before, but it's different when you're going there for your daughter's college graduation. So amazing trip. We had so much fun, and I really missed, obviously because of the time difference, wasn't able to do these Periscope talks here in the morning. So appreciate y'all being back on this morning. And so I did last Monday, had to wake up at 2 a.m. to do it, and there's no way I could do that every day. So anyway, but it's awesome being back. And again, what an amazing trip that was. I was thinking while I was on the trip, though, which is really what I wanted to talk about today. We were about halfway through, and I was thinking, man, this is great. This is the best trip we've had here, where we were obviously in Hawaii. And it hit me, the reason it was such a great trip was because we planned it out. And I mean, we planned just about every detail. Obviously you can't plan every detail. And there was a lot of spontaneity to the trip and that kind of thing. But I mean, if you think about it, we planned obviously our flights, our hotel, that goes without saying, but where are we going to eat? What do we want to see? Where do we want to go? What do we want to do, etc. And it was a significant effort, and I was thinking about it, and Logan, you hear him talk about this from time to time, and I hear a lot of successful people make this comment, that people will spend more time planning a vacation than they will planning their future, planning their success. And that really got me thinking about this, and just kind of wanted to talk about that. And it's kind of sad to have to say that, but it's true. I see people, and you can just tell, you can see it in their eyes. They're just kind of going through life, and they just figure that if you want to talk about it this way, retirement is just somehow magically going to happen for them. And I've kind of talked about pieces like that, but it's more important than just retirement. We need to plan our success. And if you think about it, we have to know where we're going. We got to have the bullseye, and that's really what we hear Logan talk about more than anything else. If we don't have a bullseye, we don't know where we're going, and if we don't know where we're going, we don't know how to get there. And there are a lot of different ways to talk about this. I've talked about the GPS, and it has to know where you're starting to know where you're going, and that kind of thing. But if we'd spend as much time planning our success, think of how smoothly our success will go in the overall picture. So how do we do that? And that's kind of what I wanted to get into, and just touch on this in bits and pieces. But one thing we need to do is we need to write down exactly what our picture of our success is. And again, here we are. We're so fortunate to be with network marketing, because we don't have to worry about a 40-year game plan and a 40-year retirement plan. We've got a 2 to 5 year plan here. So what is your picture of your 2 to 5 year or 10 year, whatever it happens to be, but your 2 to 5 year vision of success? And write it down. Be very specific. Number one, I would highly recommend thinking big, because you know, I can throw out all the cliches you want. You're going to think anyway. You might as well think big, right? So think big, but have a huge vision for yourself, but be specific too. That was the one thing, again, that really kind of hit me while we were on this trip, was like, okay, well, we're here, we're going there, here, there, this, you know, doing all these things because we plan them out with specificity. So be specific, you know, and please understand, it's not about stuff. So when we're talking about the level of success that we want to experience, it's not about things, but you got to kind of throw some of this out there. So, you know, exactly, specifically, what kind of house do you want to live in? What exact kind of car do you want to drive, or truck, or SUV, or whatever it is? You know, what's your vision of your day when you've reached the ultimate pinnacle of your success? What's your day going to look like? What are you going to do when you get up in the morning? What are you going to do, you know, if you have a spouse? You know, what are you going to do with your spouse when you get up in the morning? Are you going to work out? You're going to read? You're going to listen to something? You're going to learn something? You're going to spend time with others, helping them get to where you are? Things like that. But write it down exactly as you want to live it. I would be as specific as you can be, and I've done that. And it's so important to have that kind of vision on where you want to go in life. And what you do then is, now you've got your goal. So when you've got your goal, now you put the plan in place to do exactly what you want to do, to make sure you can live the life every single day as you want to live it. And when we do that, you know, let's take a look at what it takes to get there. How many customers do you need? What do you need your rank to be? How many associates do you need to personally have sponsored on your team? How many associates overall do you need to have on your team? In other words, what's it going to take to create the check that's going to give you the time freedom? Again, it's not about stuff. It's about time. Because again, I keep going back to what Logan says, but obviously he's the one that's taught me all this, or the vast majority of it is, you know, we can get money back, and in some cases we can get health back, but we can't get time back. That's the one thing we can't get back. So we've got a finite amount of time back. You know, I was talking with Holly when we were on this trip, and I remember years ago, there was a CPA that I was talking to, and we were just talking about stuff, goals, and you know, what are you going to do when you retire? And this is way before I was introduced to network marketing. And I remember this guy was probably in his 40s, and I was maybe 30 at the time. And he basically lived a life where he never did anything because he was waiting for the big day when he retired. And I thought, you know, we're not guaranteed we're going to get there. So again, for us to be blessed to have a 2 to 5 year plan, like probably everybody that's tuned in here has, is so important, because we can create the time freedom for us to be able to go do what we want to do, when we want to do it, with whomever we want to do it, for as long as we want to do it. That's time freedom. So when you do this, when you write down what it's going to take for you to get where you want to be, make sure that you're also figuring out, who can I learn from to achieve what I want to have, and make sure you invest in yourself. And that's one of the keys. You know, it is, we've all got to, and as always, you know, I'm talking with you, not at you. We've all got to, we've got to learn what others aren't willing to do, or aren't willing to learn. We've got to take actions that other people aren't willing to take. We've got to obviously do what people aren't willing to do, so we can have what other people aren't going to have. So that's just kind of what was on my heart when I got, like I said, like halfway through this trip, and I realized that it went as well as it did because we planned it out. And we have to have that kind of passion when we're planning our success and planning our future and planning what we're going to do. And also, you know, and here's the exciting part about having time freedom and obviously having financial freedom, is we're able to give back. So I think another important part of that, and I'm just I'm kind of thinking out loud here, but I think it's important is planning how we can give back. We've got a lot of people that we're blessed to spend time with that are on our team that do that. They give back to others, and they do it in a very significant way. And many of you probably don't know exactly what they do. So spend time with the leaders in our company, in our team, and if you're not with our company, within your company. Find out what they do to give back to others. It's just, again, it's such an important part of what we do. So in the process, and I think this is an important part of this, is when we plan things out like this, and we do things that others won't do, and we learn things that others won't learn, we're going to be what others won't be. And that's that. I hope that doesn't sound like a boastful or a selfish statement, because I don't mean that at all. What I mean is, when we all become something that other people are not willing to become, we can then be a blessing to others that they're not going to be, because they haven't gone down that same journey. So that's kind of where my heart is on that. But a couple quotes for you. As you all know, I close out with a quote every day. So, and this one's from Jim Rohn, the first one. And discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. And that's so true. Is, once you determine what it's going to take for you to get where you want to be and have the level of success that you want to have, it's being committed to the actions that it's going to take to get there, and avoiding discouragement, and just not letting other people steal that away from you. That's important. But I found this great one from Alan, looks like Lacan. I'm not sure how you say this, but planning is bringing the future into the present so you can do something about it now. So please have the passion that you do. Think about when you go on vacation, and they talk about it all the time. People are basically useless the week before and the week after vacation. The week before because they can't wait to get there and it's all they think about. Of course, the week after because it's all they talk about afterwards is all the experiences they had. But if you remember how much you can envision what you're going to experience the following week when you're taking a vacation, if you're that passionate about your success, then you're gonna have it. It's if we all do, and we get to where we focus. So if we're focusing on our success, and at the same time, and it's so important in our industry, focusing on the success of others, then we're going to get there. It's just a matter of the actions that have to be taken to get us from where we are to where we want to be. So I hope that helps. And I hope the message was received as intended. But hey, listen, again, let's go take ownership of the day. I'm so excited about this week. I'm excited to be back. I'm hitting the ground running, and just fired up about again going from day to day to day and helping people reach as much the highest level of success possible. So have an amazing day. I'm excited about tomorrow's message too. So thank you for the comments. It's great to see everybody back. It's great to be back, and look forward to seeing everybody this week. So have an awesome day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.